Good morning. Let's start with a new topic, human salmonellosis. It's a kind of worldwide problem and it is a sporadic disease which outbreaks in general population. It is usually occurring from the contaminated food at source, and approximately 60 to 80% of all foodborne cases are having human salmonellosis. Okay. So when we see the epidemiological triad, the first one is agent, that is Salmonella typhi, Salmonella paratyphi A and C. Host is man and animal. Environment will be dust, manure, sewage, and vegetable. These are acting as the sources for the growth of the agent and spread of the disease. So, agent, the causative agent is Salmonella, and which comprises more than around 2200 serotypes, which will be capable of infecting the humans. This causative organism can survive any kind of food in throughout the years, as they are resistant to drying, salting, smoking, and freezing. These are the storage methods through which this will be this agent is resistant to this storage type, so it will be survived. So the main causative organism which infect only man are Salmonella typhi and Salmonella paratyphi A and C. These are the three main type of agent which cause the infection. So the reservoir Salmonella is gastrointestinal tract of man. The Salmonella will be staying in the intestinal tract of the man, because it usually infect the gastrointestinal system. It's also present in the animals. The primary sources of salmonellosis are commercially prepared foods such as meat, poultry, and egg product. If it is present in the animal, if you are consuming the animal product such as meat, poultry, and egg product, the infection may transfer from the animal to the man. And the host factors, it can occur among any age group exposed to contaminated food, animal, man, or environmental irrespective of sex. Okay, it can affect any age or any sex of the in the human. When it comes to the environment, Salmonella is present in the environment and can survive in soil for months. Person coming in contact with such environment can be infected. Okay, this agent usually present in the dust, water, manure, sludge, vegetables, insects, and rodents. Okay? So the dust which is infected with the agent, when you come in contact with this dust, you will get the infection. Again, the contaminated water, you may get infected, and the manure. Again, this will be containing the excreta things, and you'll be having the chance of getting the infection. Again, the sludge, the remaining waste product. Okay, after all the water purification method, again you may get the infection when you come in contact. Again, if you are consuming the vegetable without washing it or without boiling it properly, again insects may transfer the infections, and again the rodents. So the mode of environment transmission is by direct contact and fecal oral route. Direct contact, if you are contacting any infected material, and fecal oral route, since it is excreted through the fecal route. Again, if you are contacting the fecal or fecal contaminated any fomites, then again you are having the food with the same hand without washing, then you may get the infection. That's a fecal oral route, and the incubation period is usually 6 to 72 hours. And the clinical manifestation, when we see the people who got infected, will be having the nausea, headache, vomiting, diarrhea, and low-grade fever. Again, dehydration because of continuous vomiting and diarrhea. And diagnosis, how you can diagnose this infection? It is by asking the history, which food they have taken in last 24 to 48 hours. Okay, they may get the infection. Okay, that is history of ingestion of food as common source. and by seeing the clinical manifestations you can diagnose. Then last one is laboratory investigation such as blood culture and stool culture. By this you can identify which type of type E salmonella is infected the person. So now coming to the prevention and control, how you can prevent this disease, that is by early diagnosis and treatment. Okay, the case of human salmonellosis should be diagnosed and treated as early as possible because dehydration is very dangerous. Next one is prevention of food contamination, like food handling, food processing, food preparation, cooking method. Everywhere you should maintain the sanitation, and you should take care that these foods are not getting contaminated. Next, you can take the immunization against salmonellosis, and you should immunize the animal, your farm animal or domestic animals. You can give immunization to those animals so that they may not transfer the infection. Next, coming to the sanitary environment, you should maintain the cleanliness around your home or domestic area, and even the where the animal stays, there also you should maintain the cleanliness. Then before drinking the milk, you should boil it properly, or you should have only the pasteurized milk. Okay, because since it is a animal product, it may infect you if it is containing a agent. Then next one is proper disposal of liquid and solid waste. You should maintain the regulation given by the government to dispose the liquid and solid waste, that is maintaining separate boxes for those waste, and you should not throw around your house. The corporation people may come and collect those the solid waste. Okay. Next, hygienic slaughtering. Whenever the people are slaughtering the animal in that slaughtering shop, they should maintain the cleanliness so that this infection will not be transferred. Next, moving to the health education, it is the main main point in the prevention control. If you give the health education properly to the people, they will take care that this infection will not be transferred to the others, and even they may not get the infection. So that's how the awareness regarding the chain of food preparation, that is production, processing, storage, handling, food preparation among the public, will reduce the morbidity and mortality associated with the salmonellosis. So you should take care during this food preparation method. That's how you can reduce the infection of the salmonellosis. And if you are giving the health education properly, they will get all the information what they need to control this infection. Okay, that's what about the salmonellosis. We'll see in the next class. Thank you.